What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns here, and this is an article that's already been discussed by several other YouTubers like Mr. Boss for the Win, Dom is Live, The Saints Fan, and a few others. But I wanted to talk about it as well because it's from a video game site that I'm constantly going to on a daily basis, GameSpot.com. GTA developers owner, which is Take Two, has trademarked the name City Stories. Of course, a name that's been kind of sort of used in past GTA games. Now, if any of you ever played on the PSP, remember the old PlayStation Portable? I actually had one of those back in the day. There was not many good games that came out on the PSP, to be honest. But two games that I thoroughly enjoyed playing was Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories, and later on Vice City Stories. Now, of the two, I would say Liberty City Stories was my favorite because it had probably one of the best theme songs for any Grand Theft Auto game. I mean, that thing's just awesome. It just has an epicness to it. You should go check it out for yourself if you haven't already. Just type in Grand Theft Auto Online Liberty City Stories theme. You will not be disappointed. It's awesome. Anyways, Liberty City Stories was a prequel of sorts to Grand Theft Auto 3, and Vice City Stories was a prequel to Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So Take Two has trademarked the name City Stories, and a lot of people were speculating that this could very well have something to do with Grand Theft Auto 5, because in a few months from now we're supposed to be getting some story mode DLC to play. Now, we've already gotten some, one or two, maybe three or four, DLC action for Grand Theft Auto Online. So the big thing we're waiting for in online, obviously, is heists. But beyond heists, there's supposed to be some more stuff coming along the way, including, like I mentioned, story mode. So it's very possible that City Stories could be a future DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5. Or it could be something else entirely, but there's enough evidence out there to suggest that this is quite possibly something that's going to tie into the Grand Theft Auto universe. Whether it's Grand Theft Auto 5 or Grand Theft Auto Online or something else entirely remains to be seen. My theory is, and this is just my opinion, I base this on absolutely nothing, just a thought, is if, for example, City Stories is actually going to be a DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5, much like with Liberty City Stories, which was, as we mentioned, a prequel to GTA 3, and of course Vice City Stories, the prequel to GTA Vice City, I think that this could be a DLC prequel to the events in Grand Theft Auto 5. And actually, it could very well tie in two video games in two various GTA universes. One that Rockstar for a while now has said will never be tied together, which I'm talking about is the 3D universe, which makes up Grand Theft Auto 3 all the way to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, including Liberty and Vice City Stories. And of course the HD universe, which is Grand Theft Auto 4 and Lost in the Damned, Ballad of Gay Tony, Grand Theft Auto 5, and of course Grand Theft Auto Online. And it seems like Rockstar may actually be pulling a 180 because a lot of people have pointed out that there's several things in San Andreas and Los Santos and GTA 5 that actually tie back to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the game, such as Grove Street, for example, the gangs, the ballas, the families, the various others, the name Los Santos, and of course Liberty City, Vice City. So I think Rockstar might actually be doing that. I could be wrong, but my point is, it's very possible, and maybe not, that City Stories could tie San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 5 together, specifically around Franklin, Lamar, and maybe, just maybe, another iconic figure from past GTA games. Of course, I'm talking about CJ from San Andreas. A lot of people would love to see that, and the voice actors that did CJ and Franklin, I believe they're cousins. So it's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's interesting speculation. What do you think? Do you believe that City Stories is just something that Take Two has trademarked just to have as a placeholder for a future product that they're working on, or could it be something to do with the current Grand Theft Auto game? Feel free and list your comments below. and let me know what you think city stories might be. Am I onto something, or do you think I'm way off the mark? Feel free and let me know. But I think that would be really cool if we had a little backstory about Franklin, Lamar, and this may not happen. Tie CJ into the whole thing. Maybe he's coming out of Bolingbroke, and he was a mentor for Franklin and Lamar. And who knows? It just would be interesting to see all that play out before the events of Grand Theft Auto 5. Of course, I know Grand Theft Auto 5 starts off in the past and then goes to the present tense. And it would just be interesting because we see the past from Michael and Trevor's point of view at the beginning, but we never see the past from Franklin's point of view. So that I just think that would be kind of cool. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, if you found it informative, hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. By doing so, that helps me grow. I apologize for rambling, by the way. It tends to happen. I hope you all have a good weekend. Don't forget, coming up Saturday is another exciting installment of Racing Badly. And Sunday, I'll have something fun for you to enjoy. And as always, thanks for watching.